Uh, I'm out here in Arkansas with my buddy uh, Otis Brian Lambright,
Yeah.
uh, and I come out here to pick up my boat today, and Brian and myself he actually taught me into riding took me to my first rodeo. We met at a practice pen in Covington, Georgia, and we called him Buckshot back then, but he was going to a bunch of rodeos and talked me into it, and it started a relationship that went on for a couple years or so. And
Oh yeah. 94 to 97 was when I was riding, and you started riding with me pretty quick.
Yeah.
We started, SSPRA was the first rodeo association I started riding in, and that was where I started hauling with you two. I
Yeah.
think we went, I know I rode in like 11 states in the Southeast Circuit, and you started going to SSPRA. Well, the NCA broke off from them like the next year. I qualified for the NCA finals in 96 and 97. So the very first year, I think you went to some SSPRA rodeos with me.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think we was in the little porta potties and you knocked on the door. There was like 3 porta potties here and 3 porta potties on the other side. James went in one of them, and I noticed there were some porta potties on the other side, so I went over there. He's knocking on the porta potty over here trying to get me to come out of the bathroom. I come out of the porta potties on the opposite side, so
Yeah.
we always was cutting up and pranking each other. We had a great time. We went hundreds, if not thousands, of miles rodeoing all over the Southeast Circuit, and we had a lot of good memories together.
Yeah, and
A lot of good times.
the first rodeo I ever went to was at SSPRA. I remember that.
Yeah, that was in '94, I think. Well, actually, I think '95 was when I started rodeoing. I did not qualify for the finals that year. That was when we started together.
96 is when I won the state championship.
Yeah, so you had actually started going to rodeos with me before you won that.
Yeah,
That was
a year of that kind of rodeo before I ever went to a high school rodeo.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But I would have never went to a rodeo if it wasn't for this man sitting right here. And we both end up getting hurt, eventually. And Brian actually ended up in a coma for how long?
I had 3 days. I was in one landed on my head in Zebulon, Georgia, and put me on life support. Had a machine breathing for me and all that stuff. And so that was August 24th of 1997. Yeah. And then in '97, I qualified for finals and got put in a coma.
Yeah, but that's how we got introduced through rodeo and bull riding.
Yep.
And that was, just say, the last time we probably spoke was
probably 97.
97, yeah. I went to Marine Corps in January of 99.
Yeah.
And we just lost touch. Well,
I moved back to Louisiana, changed my number, all that,
So Brian was watching one of Samco's videos and saw me cleaning a hog on it, messaged Samco, messaged Jason, and was like, "Is that the James Wood that used to rodeo?" And I never had mentioned any of that to Jason. He's like, "I don't know." And anyway, we got reintroduced, and now here I am over here at his house in Arkansas, and
with a new Havoc boat.
Yeah, with a new boat for hunting.
Gonna be some good stuff coming up.
Yeah, but Brian is the vice president of the Arkansas Bow Hunters Association.
Yeah, my last year, but yes.
And I wanted to get him to just speak a little bit and explain how Arkansas runs their urban deer hunting program, and just it's very interesting how they do it, and I think a lot of states could learn from it. And I'm gonna let Brian take it from here, tell y'all all about it. It's pretty interesting way that they do it.
Yeah, well, the Arkansas Bow Hunters Association has been around for a long time, and I've just been a very little part of it. But we got one of the best programs in the nation as far as urban deer management goes. We have 6 cities. We had 7, I think, a year or 2 ago, but we're down to 6 cities now that we control urban deer management. These cities will reach out to us, and that's really the best way to do it. Woody's let them reach out to you, you know, because when you try to go to city councils and all that stuff, it's just a big circus. You know, they want to talk to city attorneys and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, we've been doing this for 20 years. It was a pilot program for like 2 or 3 years. And then like 17 years is what we've been doing it with the tournaments and everything.
Wow.
They run like a 2 or 3 year pilot program to make sure nobody's going to get hurt, see how much problem it's going to cause in the communities and stuff. So about 20 years we've never hurt anybody, but some hunters have gotten hurt. You know, that's just part of it. But if you go to our website, arkansasbowhunters.org, and you click the right top link, it's Urban Hunt. You go to the Urban Hunt, and it will break it all down for you.
Yeah.
So the way that we do it is you have to take, it's a 2-phase process. The first phase is you have to take an online portion, which basically takes, like if you was 15 or 16 years old, didn't know nothing about bow hunting, it's going to break down bow hunting, history of archery, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have to take an online. So it's going to talk about hypothermia, you know, and it's going to talk about getting dehydrated and hunting in heat, hunting in cold.
Everything that can happen to
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
You know, which a lot of that stuff you won't remember, but still, it's good stuff to know. So you have to go through all that. You do the online portion that gives you a voucher for a field day. So our field days, we have like 4 of those in July, and I think we started moving them into August also, like the first weekend in August. So we usually would do them on a Saturday. But so we have 4 different areas that you can come to. So I mean, it's not something like if you miss this one day, you know, you can't urban hunt. So the way we do that is, so you do your online portion that gives you a voucher for a field day to come to us. When you come to the field day, we're going to go over, Ralph Meekers works with Arkansas Game and Fish. He's a deer biologist and a friend of mine. But he's going to go over urban hunt protocol, any changes there may be. But he's going to go over it from beginning to end. So every year you have to hear that little spiel on the urban hunt protocol. Then we're going to go over stand setup, stand scenarios, and safety. We go over climber. We go over the lock on. We don't go over saddle hunting, even though that's how I hunt is saddle hunting. But technically, it's not, you know, the deer stand safety thing.
Yeah.
So we don't teach that. But you know, we go over climbers, we go over lock ons, and we go over ladder stands, setup and safety, that kind of stuff. We teach you how to do those 3 things. And then we also go over blood trail, and they let me usually do the blood trailing part since they have the tracking dogs, you know. But anyway, so those are the things we go over. And then every year you have to take a proficiency test, which is basically like 22 yards. You have to put 3 Morel targets. They did a bag target for us with a double lung area, which you can get them for Walmart or Bass Pro, the ones that have the graphics of the deer's lungs and his heart. So you have to put 3 arrows in a double lung section. And you get 1 chance to do that. You get 3 arrows. If you fail, we give you 1 more chance. If you don't do it, then technically, you know, you're out to the next year. You cannot, you can't wait till like the next weekend. You have to wait till the next year.
Yeah.
So you can hunt with any 2 or 3 types of weapons. You can hunt with traditional archery. You can hunt with a compound, or you can hunt with a crossbow. But you have to pass those tests. Like you have to be able to hit. You can't just shoot your compound and you're qualified for everything, or just shoot a crossbow and you're qualified for everything.
Whatever you're shooting.
Exactly. Every weapon you're going to use, you have to show us that you can shoot that proficiently, and that's the way it goes. If you fail it, you got to wait till the next year. You know. And that's basically it, you know. And we have different areas. I use Spartan Forge, and the reason why I use Spartan Forge, Onyx will show you the same thing, but I can highlight the areas that I actually have permission to hunt. So Spartan Forge will let me do that. Onyx will technically let you see who is where, but I like to be able to see all the different areas I hunt. I can sit here while I'm at home sort of cyber scouting, go and click all these different areas that I can hunt. Then when I drive to an area that I'm going to scout, I know basically where I can and can't hunt. And so that's the reason why I like using Spartan Forge. And it'll show you how far. And one of the other things I was going to say is every city, if you go into the urban hunt, click the link, you can go to every city that we have. Every city has rules. And so if a state wanted to start this, of course we work hand in hand with Game and Fish. It's a no-brainer, you know. We work hand in hand with Game and Fish, and we also work hand in hand with Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry. Every deer, the first deer you kill in the urban hunt, it has to be donated to Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry. If it's a real small deer, they don't want that. But, you know, if it's, you know, they want
one
exactly a decent sized deer.
Get their money worth for the process.
Exactly, because they're having they do have to pay for that process. And so that's the way that works. So we work hand in hand with Arkansas Game and Fish and with Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry, and we donate a bunch of deer every year to that. Yeah. So it's a good cause, and you feel good about it. My daddy used to always tell me that, you know, when I would get down in life, I would call my dad, and I'd be all boohooing, and
Yeah.
telling him my sad story. He would always make me feel better before I got off the phone, and every time he would always tell me somebody's got it worse than you, son.
Yeah, that's
So,
a fact.
being that, there's people that don't want to donate that first deer. If you don't want to donate, just don't hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always people that have it worse than what we got.
That's right.
And so
Yeah.
that's just what we ask you to do. So
That's what it costs to play.
yeah, that's the phase of it, man.
That's
I've killed 6 already this year.
That's your admittance fee.
Exactly. So I mean, I think I can give one of them. So man, but if somebody donates a deer, whatever, you can donate that also. But and then I think one of our guys, Matt, of course he's not with the ABA. He's hunting Hot Springs Village, but they split off from us. But I still hunt over there. Matt has donated 13 deer, already, but he's killed 25. But he's donated 13.
So y'all have unlimited tags.
Unlimited tags. The only thing you have to make sure is however many deer you shoot at that moment, you have that many tags in your pocket.
So if you got 5 tags
Yeah.
in your pocket,
And you
kill
shoot
5 deer in one day,
you good, yeah.
or you can take them 5 tags and make them last.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you run out of tags,
I've
where
been
do you
years
go
I
get
only use one.
Yeah.
Bow hunting is a huge curve. It's
Yeah.
a huge learning curve. So I just now have got where I'm killing it out. Of course, I didn't kill all 6 this year. I've killed 3 with my compound. I have killed 2 with my muzzleloader, 1 with my rifle. So
How do y'all? I mean, in Georgia, if we want to urban hunt, you have to know somebody, knock on the door and
Yeah.
get permission, or I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only 2 ways. I mean, there's no that I know of. There's no city in Georgia that says, "Hey, we need some urban hunters. Can y'all help us out?"
yeah,
Now, like in the city of Roswell, Georgia, you have to take the police department a signed letter of permission by the landowner, and you have to sign it
yeah,
and submit it to the police department, and then they give you what they call a discharge permit for a bow and arrow.
yeah.
But there is no proficiency test at all.
Wow.
But you have a card on file with the city of Roswell Police Department saying you have permission to hunt on this said property.
Yeah.
That's the only city that I've dealt with that has anything like that in Georgia. But the state has nothing to do with the land we're hunting. How does that differ from here in Arkansas?
Well, that was definitely another thing I wanted to mention. So, like the 2 main cities that I hunt, because I do not like door knocking. I can say I don't have time or I don't take time
Yeah.
to do the door knocking that I need to do. I think you would be more successful in urban hunting if you took time to door knock, because you get properties that hopefully they wouldn't let anybody else hunt.
Yeah.
But so I hunt Hot Springs Village and Fairfield Bay, because they have, like, Fairfield Bay has FFBCI, which is Fairfield Bay Community Property. There's a bunch of properties scattered out through Fairfield Bay that we can hunt. And that blanket letter you're talking about, when their urban hunt coordinator signs off on it, we have permission to hunt all that property. Likewise, same thing with Hot Springs Village.
So how many acres is that? Just guess.
Fairfield Bay's over 9,000 acres.
9,000 acres.
It's not like hunting downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wooded lots and 50, 60, 100 acres here. It's places scattered all over. It's like I say, they have property that the city owns. So
Yeah.
Fairfield Bay owns a bunch of property. Hot Springs Village owns a bunch of property that's all scattered through their communities. And you don't have to ask permission. The only time you have to ask permission is, of course, if you go track on somebody else's property.
Yeah.
It's not right to retrieve here in Arkansas, but we can track off leads, so that's pretty good too. But so Fairfield Bay, I hunt there a lot, and there's over 9,000 acres. Of course, like individuals own a lot of that property, but there's a lot of it that is owned by Fairfield Bay Community Property, and then likewise Hot Springs Village HSV POA Property Owner Association. Is scattered all through Hot Springs Village. I like hunting those 2 because I don't have to ask anybody's permission. You just want to be courteous toward other hunters, because if you can't work out your disagreements between the 2 of you, then both of you get to not urban hunt no more. Is basically the gist of it. If you're, there's already issues that you can have with people in the community. So, and there's different things they go over, like they don't want us wearing bloody camouflage and that kind of stuff. Just,
you don't want
ethics.
to
Exactly.
You want to have a clean appearance.
And I think one of the things that got us, sort of kicked out of Hot Springs Village, it's a pretty ritzy place.
Yeah.
And a lot of these hunters are slamming their car doors and car doors and truck doors, which I don't want to do anyway. I keep in the habit of not trying to do that regardless of where I'm hunting. But, and just being loud and obnoxious and, that kind of stuff is exactly what gets you kicked out of places. So you have to think about what you're doing because it's going to affect other people.
Oh, yeah. When I'm urban hunting, the way I look at it, it's the least amount of people know or recognize I'm hunting, the better. Even,
Yeah.
I just don't like to be seen as low key as possible. I don't carry my deer out in a sled where I don't get blood in their grass or on their driveways.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different type of hunting for sure. No doubt about it.
And being vice president, which is why this is my last year, you have to really be careful about what you do. I mean, I want to do things. I've got caught by the game wardens messing up before, and it's not something you want to do because they will hurt you financially, So you want to do what's legal and ethical, but, like I say, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing because, you can ruin this for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do something that causes someone to get hurt, or if you tick off the right person, people got money, and they can get stuff shut down.
Yeah, I actually had one of the places that I bow hunt a lot back home in Georgia. The lady asked me, "Is there room for another bow hunter on my property?" I said, "It's your property.
Mm-hmm.
You can have as many bow hunters
but
on
I
as you
won't be
want.
here."
But if you let another bow hunter come hunt it, I'm not hunting it."
Exactly.
And I said, "Let me tell you why. I don't want to go over there and get in a tree, and this other fella done shot something that run off with an arrow poking in it, and they find it, and me not know nothing about it, and me be in that tree, and I catch the brunt of that." I said, "But you do whatever you want to do. This is your place." But I don't want to hunt behind another hunter.
Exactly. Me personally, that's why I said I would like to target some of these other cities because if you can get properties you have exclusive right to, pressure, and like Jason taught us, not you but me, a footprint is pressure. So the more people that are going that way, if you're going to bow hunt, you have to learn to be mobile because you try to hunt one tree over and over, good luck with that. You're going to have an empty freezer, so you have to learn to be mobile. And the more pressure that's put on an area, those deer are going to move. They're going to shift. If you don't believe it, put your trail camera out, throw some corn out, see how many days it is before they show up. You go back in there, just go walk back through that area, 2 or 3 times to see how long that the deer will vacate it.
That's right. But, I mean, those deer are super smart, even in the urban places.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody thinks they're easy, soft target.
Yeah. Come show us how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different than people think. But so basically, sum it up, these urban areas and the urban like homeowners associations and these group properties come to y'all, say, "Hey, we have an urban deer problem. Could y'all handle it for us?" And y'all have the stipulations and y'all's checks and balances, so to speak, that you got to do.
Every city has its own rules,
Yeah.
but they all follow pretty much the same guideline. You always have to hunt elevated, no ground blinds.
Yeah.
You have to hunt elevated. I mean, you can't be within so many yards or feet of a house. They break it down where it's safe for everybody.
So, if I live in Arkansas and buy a big game license, how many deer tags will that get you?
Well, if you just get your big game, you're talking about not urban hunting?
Not urban hunting.
You get 5 tags.
5
they
tags.
actually give you 6 tags. I don't know if it's a setup or what, but you're only supposed to kill 5 deer. I think they said if you hunt different WMAs or different counties or different zones, you can kill an extra deer. I think that's why they give you 6.
So how's that break down?
So that's $2 and 3 does.
$2 and 3 days.
Or I think you can kill 5 does if you wanted to kill 5 does.
See, in Georgia, we get $2 and 10 does, and then
that's with the urban or
urban tags count towards your tag. There's no such thing as an urban tag.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke that up separate like last year. You have to turn in your CID number. And so when you do the online portion, it's going to give you a certification card for IBP, and that's 2 separate courses. If you're going to hunt traditional, if you're going to hunt with a trad bow or compound, you take IBP course, International Bowhunter Education Program. If you're going to hunt with a crossbow, you take the ICEP course,
Yeah.
which we had a girl shoot her finger off at Hot Springs Village like 2
Yeah.
years ago,
That's-
and then they made us start doing that.
That's not uncommon.
I mean,
Yeah.
I say shoot her finger off, possibly just cut toward the end of it.
I had a friend of mine.
My
do
buddy
that
did it
last
too.
year.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't just because someone's a new. I mean, you get caught up in the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
and you can make some mistakes.
Yeah, those
So,
crossbows, I've never fired one. Well, I
Really?
did shoot one time, a couple years ago at a target.
Yeah.
They just that much. It's just scary to me.
Yeah.
But
Well, I missed 3 with a crossbow this year. I should, and my proficiency test this year, I put 3 arrows in the top of the heart with my compound.
Yeah.
And I failed it the first time with my crossbow. And then I tried it again with my crossbow and passed it the second time. But, I was thinking, once the leaves fell, I'd try to use the crossbow. But that one I got is junk, man.
Yeah.
So, I like my compound, And you trying to get me to shoot a trad. Trad guys, but I told them they can't make fun of me no more because I know how many of them failed our tests this year. But to be fair to them, the test is 22 yards, and Jason is an insane shot, and he said he would fail it. I don't believe that, but he said he probably would fail it. 22 yards is a long way to shoot at a deer with
a trad
bow for sure.
I'm not shooting at one that far.
Yeah. But I couldn't believe how close you can get to these deer, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking 20, 30-yard shots would be what you'd always need, but,
Yeah.
I mean, man, I've had deer basically come right under me. It's really exciting.
The last I don't know how many years before I switched completely over to trad, I never shot a deer over 25 yards.
Wow.
Most of them were 10 to 20 yards, And, with the trad stuff, not to get off subject, but 15 to 20, your success rate goes low.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At 5 yards, difference with a slow bow on a jumpy animal.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to get it from the vice president how this program works and put it out there, and I think it's awesome. I'd love to have unlimited tags over here. But,
and you don't have to just be an Arkansas resident. You do have to take our proficiency course. That's in July.
Yeah.
So we got people from Louisiana hunt with us. Some guys from Oklahoma we're talking about coming. Of course, it's an effort. You'd have to do it about like Jason does. Pack you 10 or whatever. Of course, you're always welcome to stay here with us. But it's not everybody, just James. But we'll whack some deer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to come over to Georgia, and fling some arrows with you too, man.
Yeah, we need to get you over there and go hog hunting with me and Jason.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna cut it on out on there and hit the hay, get some rest. It's been a long day today, and for both of us. But
we had a great day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We went to Fordyce and all that, and we went over to Stuttgart.
I've seen more ducks today in one day than I've seen my whole life in Georgia. Yeah, unbelievable.
It's crazy, man.
Unbelievable.
And
deer everywhere, dusty dark.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Deer everywhere. Yeah.
This one pastor was talking about, he was preaching up in Kansas, and the pastor told him, said, "Boy, I'm surprised you Arkansas folks had your shoes on." He told me, he said, "Yeah," he says, "like Moses, God said when you get on holy ground, take your shoes off." So he said that's our excuse for not wearing shoes.
This place is game rich for sure. Yeah, I love it out here.
It's pretty awesome.
But anyway, we appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for all the comments, and thanks for subscribing. Y'all count your blessings. We out.